pretty things.
It's channel update time. Doing this on December 31st as opposed to January 1st because, I don't know, I don't really have a good reason. I just felt like doing it today. But, yeah, not much to really say. It was a decent enough year. Had a lot of fun with some LPs this year. Like, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas comes to mind. Like, that was so much fun. And, oh my god, what else was this year? Like, Danganronpa right now is really good. Had a lot of fun with Fatal Frame as well. That's just a really good series. Deadly Premonition was a fun time. Trying to think back to earlier in the year, though. Oh, yeah, Monkey Island. I had a lot of fun showing that game off. Yeah, I don't... Like, my memory is not as good as it should be, but you know, there were some good things, and also, like, this was the year where I was finally getting back to wrapping up some long, unfinished things. Still in the process of doing that through this week. Just need to stop being lazy and edit some stuff. Though in the case of certain games like Cave Story, Rodea, Pocket and Rocky, and GoldenEye, the brick wall I hit is proving to be a little too rough to, like, well, for me to triumph over. But I think ultimately I will be able to beat all of those games. Cave Story, I mean, if I gotta lower the difficulty down, then I gotta lower the difficulty down. I mean, fuck whatever that gatekeeper on Twitter was saying. Like, oh, if you use save states and rewinds, shut up. Like, all because you played poorly optimized games back in the day that didn't have save systems doesn't mean you gotta take that out on everybody else. I mean, I love Mega Man, but god, playing like some of the old Mega Mans, nah, it's rough. It is rough. Thank God for save states so you can actually, you know, save your progress and not rely on passwords, but that's another topic for another time. What else? Rodea. I don't know, the final boss in that game is just more boring than it is hard. And the fact that the final phase, I have a clear idea on what I need to do, it's just to even practice what I need to do on that phase, I need to sit through a 10-minute boss fight, where one mistake means you start over, and it's not fun. Pocket and Rocky is just fucking ridiculous. Holy crap, they weren't lying when they told me that game was hard. But I should be able to do it at some point. It's just going to take a lot of practice and silence and working on my reflexes. And GoldenEye, I just need to stop being salty with that. Especially when it comes to that solar flare thing. There's not much I can do about that, just deal with it. Or lower the contrast on my TV so I'm not getting blinded. But, yeah, still going to be wrapping up some unfinished things going into the new year as well. And I hope to just do a better job of, like, finishing a series as opposed to just putting it on ice for an extended period of time. And I did fairly well with that, all things considered, in this year. I mean, yeah, there were a few things that were left unfinished this year, but I'm working on wrapping them up now, as I was alluding to earlier. So, yeah, those videos will be up when they go up. As far as ongoing things are concerned, not much to really say about them. Danganronpa and Batman will just be continuing along. Well, in terms of recording, I'm actually, at the halfway point of Danganronpa, at least if I'm led to believe, like, the general length of those games and the chapter structure, then yeah, I'm at the halfway point of recording. So yeah, I'm a little more ahead of where I'm currently at, like, uploading the videos. Recording in advance, hell yeah. The Batman games tend to be relatively short, all things considered. Like, my OPs of Asylum and City were sort of like around the 20-part mark, and I'm kind of nearing that point for Origins. Plus, the game is beginning to heat up a little, so I don't know. Yeah, I probably am nearing the end of that. I don't know. As far as upcoming things are concerned, the Patron's Choice thing is coming to an end, and I doubt I'll be getting more patrons and entries in the next 7 hours. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it here, I guess, and say that there's only 3 games that were chosen by patrons to be played next year. And I don't know, I was gonna space them out, but I figure, hey, these are patron choices. I might as well just go ahead and make them the priority. So starting next week, next week. Yeah, that's right. Starting next week, we'll see the start of either Halo Reach, Siphon Filter, or Colony Wars. It's going to depend on a few factors that will determine what comes first. But yeah, those are going to be the main priorities at the start of the year, since those were patron selected. And I will bring back this patron perk closer to the end of 2020 to pick games for 2021. And I will work on more perks and goals to have on my Patreon account. Still just trying to work out what's gonna work, or what more people would like to see, etc., etc. So yeah, just trying to fine tune that. After Batman, of course, is going to be the runner-ups of that poll I had on the channel. And if I recall correctly, the order was Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations being second, and then Kid Icarus Uprising, and then Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. So yeah, after Origins, we'll be following that order of games for that. And after Danganronpa V3, going to get back into the Wii U and weird games that I've just been that I've fallen really far behind on. So yeah, clearly I like the idea of having sort of a theme going for a particular year, but the execution was not that good. So that's why there won't be a particular theme for this year, just me doing those, the patron selected games, and then just games that I feel like doing, or just want to show off, things of that nature, blah blah blah. And no point in keeping them secret now, since I'm just so far behind on them. The Wii U games that I'm going to be doing sometime this year will include Devil's Third, The Wonderful 101, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and Super Mario 3D World / Captain Toad. Though Xenoblade Chronicles X, I will more than likely do after Xenoblade Chronicles. And the Xenoblade series, it's like Final Fantasy in that the games don't really build off of each other, like each one is its own self-contained story, but there tend to be callbacks to previous entries. And from a mechanical standpoint, the games build off of each other. Though news for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive hasn't really come out yet. But I wouldn't be shocked if they fine-tuned that game to be more along the lines of how Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is. But we'll see. We haven't got any news about that game, really. But yeah, I had initially planned to LP Xenoblade Chronicles way back when. And I wanted to do Xenoblade Chronicles X sometime after that. But I'm just going to wait for the definitive edition to come out this year and just play that when it comes out. Likewise, Tokyo Mirage Sessions was initially a game I had planned to do for the little Wii U thing. But now we're getting a definitive edition of that coming out for Switch in about 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, I figure I'll play that. And as far as the remaining weird / obscure / rare games are concerned, once again, no point in like keeping the surprise as to what these are. The list of games include Exit, Odama, Soul Bubbles, Monster Tale, Geist, Baroque, and Opuna. So yeah, I'll probably be alternating between 1 or 2 of those like weird / obscure / rare games, and then like one of those Wii U games throughout this year. And those will start up once Danganronpa is over. Of course, I still have Live a Live to catch up on, which will be wrapping up. Just been having a lot of issues with recording things directly on my laptop recently. Like in terms of like emulators or actual like PC or Steam games. I've just been having issues recording those, but recording console has been fine. So that's sort of the reason why Live a Live has been sort of on an unofficial hiatus. Still plan to do Wild Guns, but after looking into how long the game is, yeah, it's... I think I might have already stated this, but yeah, it doesn't really come across as like an actual like title to... Well, LP in the sense that I do LPs, like a long form LP. So it'll probably just be like a weekend type thing that I just do, or rather like just 1 or 2 videos I upload on a weekend, you know, just to show off the game. It's a fun game, and I really shouldn't have waited so long to do a video for it. Especially since we have freaking like Steam, eShop, and PSN sales right now. I am sorry. And then, of course, after Live a Live will be Lisa, which I'll probably just alternate, like, upload days of that with something else until it's over. We'll see what happens. I'll more than likely be posting an updated upload schedule on my channel's About page in the next couple days. Also, something that I said I would be doing this year is, the more I say it, the more I really hate the name I gave it, but the Megavania thing, where I'd be just playing through the Castlevania games and Mega Man fan games, ROM hacks, and just games inspired by the Mega Man series. Just going to be holding off on those yet again until the like 4 games that were in that poll are done. Those 4 games being Batman Arkham Origins, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney 3, Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, and Kid Icarus Uprising. So yeah, once those 4 are done, for reals this time, we'll be starting up that. And it will begin with the long-awaited end to Mega Man 2.5D, which I am doing my damnedest to try and recover my old save, because I do not want to have to replay through that game on normal. The normal difficulty for that game is so ridiculous. I even tried to sort of like edit the XML file or the save file to the best of my abilities. But when I don't have a complete save at hand, like for me to sort of mirror the values off of, it's kind of rough. Yeah, that's why you should back up stuff on your computers. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Something else I'm looking forward to this year? Finally being able to freaking stream. Because if you're on my Discord server, you will have seen that I finally have my new desktop PC set up. And everything is installed and ready to go. Well, not everything. I mean, I still need to Like just set up the things I use to record and all that good stuff, editing software, install my Steam games, which is going to take a god-awful long time because my internet still sucks at this time. But yeah, I got my new computer. I also have a new chair, which is less important as far as YouTube is concerned, but it's important for me. Because now you don't hear squeaking every time I move a little while speaking into the mic. And I can actually sit back into my chair without having to worry about the back falling out and me falling down and cracking my head open on the floor. Yeah, that chair was kind of falling apart. But yeah, now that I have a new computer and a new chair, up next on the upgrade docket is to upgrade this here frickin' internet. AT&T Fiber is in my area, and I plan to get that as soon as possible. And by as soon as possible, I mean as soon as I am on call again, because that's the only time I'll be able to be at home for the installation. So yeah, I wouldn't really expect streams to start in January, but hey, come February, it could be a reality. There's no real point in me going into my stream plans or potential schedules until the better internet gets here, so yeah. And if it turns out they sent me that fiber thing in error, then I'll still just try to upgrade to something so that I can actually like stream and not have to worry about having things upload overnight, so I can actually keep up a decent upload schedule. Uploading on 0.5 megabits per second up is a freaking nightmare. Just saying. Oh yeah, and the Zelda timeline stuff. I mentioned this at the end of Oracle of Ages. Yeah, Seasons is going to start up very soon. Still undecided on how I want to go about things, but now I'm beginning to lean towards just playing Seasons in just a vanilla style, the same way that I did Ages. And then doing 2 more videos after that to show the linked story elements, and then a bonus part to show all of the linked game changes that aren't tied to the actual overarching plot. That does seem like it would work out better. So it is going to make the LP sort of feel a little more disjointed, but ultimately I think that would work out better than going into linked seasons and then doing like 2 unrelated bonus videos showing off like, oh, this is what would happen if we played linked Ages, and this is what would have happened if we played normal Seasons. Though also I changed my mind at like the drop of a hat, so I might end up going back on my idea and doing that. We'll see what happens. Then of course after Seasons will be Link's Awakening. So by that point I'll probably just have that rotated into weekday uploads. Then of course after Link's Awakening... Yeah, after Link's Awakening is going to be Triforce Heroes? Because I think... Yeah, like I think the... I don't know, I'm going to have to go back and check, because I think they actually did switch around the order that certain games on this branch come in. Because after Link's Awakening, I think it was initially Link Between Worlds. But then Triforce Heroes came out, and that came before Link Between Worlds, but then they went back and moved Link Between Worlds up, I want to say? Did they move that between Link's Awakening? But no, Link's Awakening is the same Link as in the Oracle games, but... I don't know, Nintendo made their official timeline weird as hell. Yeah, we'll see. After Link's Awakening, it's either going to be Triforce Heroes or Link Between Worlds. And then the other will be after that. And of course, after that, but I don't think I'll be getting into those this year, are the bad games in Zelda 2 and the original Legend of Zelda. They are bad. They did not age well at all. And then finally I'll be able to get into the epic branch. Not the DS Zelda games are good and don't deserve the hate that they do receive. But I am very excited to play Majora's Mask for the channel and get back to Twilight Princess and play Four Swords Adventure for the first time. Never played it. And then after that, I guess will be Breath of the Wild. Doesn't have an official place on the timeline, but if I had to place it somewhere, I would say it's like sort of in the distant future after the other timelines converge, because it has like bits and pieces of each, or well, no, yeah, like bits and pieces of lore from each of the 3 branches. But that's another topic for another day. So, yeah, that's it for this here update. Went long because, as usual, I ramble a lot. Yeah, had a lot of fun this year. It felt good to sort of like be a little more organizational this year, though I admit I did fall behind on a lot of thumbnails, which is a shame because I thought I had a really damn good template going for Tropical Freeze and Rodea, but I don't know. I'm weird when it comes to thumbnails. I love coming up with a template, but then actually updating that template for each subsequent part. I'm just like, oh my god, this is way too much work. Even though all I'm doing is just taking a screenshot from the video itself and just placing it like right in the center of the thumbnail, and then that's all I gotta do. I don't know. I'm weird, okay? Like, I spent about like $50. Like, I've spent so much money on games that are on sale right now on Steam, the Switch eShop, and PSN, and yet every time Vegas Movie Studio tells me like, hey, we have this new version out that you can upgrade to for $50, I just look at that like, I mean, yeah, but my 5-year-old copy of this already old software when I bought it still works just fine, so why should I pay $50 to upgrade? So, yeah, I don't know. My mind works in mysterious ways. But yeah, going forward, I hope to make things a little more organized on this channel. Super excited for the prospect of being able to stream. And we got some really good games coming up. So wishing you all a happy new year, and here's to not only an excellent 2021, but an excellent new decade as well. Thank you for sitting through this long-winded update, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.